The world has never been more accessible. Each year, more and more of us are packing our bags and heading off to visit far-flung places around the globe. And we think we're pretty good at it.
Hi.
A third of Aussies and half of Kiwis believe they're perceived as the best travellers in the world.
Okay.
But are we really? Less than half of us research local customs, traditions and sensitivities before travelling to a certain country. Only a quarter of us seek out authentic local experiences when we travel. And get this, a third of us actually avoid doing that. So are we really as good at travellers as we think we are? What do locals really think of our adventures? And how can we be more helpful and less harmful to the communities that we visit? I want to find out what the vibe is like here between tourists and locals. What do locals really think of Aussies in Bali? And how do our holidays affect their everyday lives?
So do you reckon like Aussie tourists are sort of are helpful or kind of harmful to Bali? Like where do you sit on that?
So helpful. We are pleasant people.
There'd be a percentage it wouldn't be.
Oh, pleasant dickheads, yeah.
Schoolies?
Yeah, schooly times, no.
That's embarrassing.
Well, what makes a good tourist? Okay, a bit of respect.
Now, I've been to Bali 23 times.
So this is your 5th time here, but you haven't been out of Kuta, or have you? No.
Oh, I went to the volcanoes, I remember it.
Would you get many Australian and New Zealand tourists in this bar in the evening?
Basically, our regular customer is from Australia.
Is this your first time in Bali?
No.
Oh, how often have you been to Bali?
Maybe 10 times.
Why do you keep coming back?
Cheap.
Is it good for tourism?
Yeah, good tourism.
How important is tourism from Australia and New Zealand for the economy here?
How important?
Yeah, how...
Very important. There is no Aussie in Bali. We have no smile.
Our income is more from tourism, so when more people come to Bali, it's more better for Balinese.
They don't get too drunk, they don't cause too much...
Well, even they drunk, I'm okay as long as they pay. You know.
I need to look after you, eh? I really do.
Watch you.
When I get too drunk, they help me go back to my hotel.
But did you know that like 1/3 of Australians and New Zealanders actively avoid doing cultural activities in Bali?
Look, we've just been on to the Ding Ding dance.
Can we film this? Can we film this?
You've been growing for a year
growing this.
to match in with them.
Last year I came and everyone had them. So I spent the last 12 months growing that.
That's...
I wanted to
Give
fit
it a
in.
go. Give it a go. Fit in. Show everybody that Aussies can do it.
Do you think you're generally a pretty helpful traveller?
I would like to think that I am a pretty helpful traveller. I do try and kind of think a little bit about the places that I'm going and what my kind of sort of environmental impact is or what my monetary impact is, but I don't know if I put it in practice as well as what I could.
What are some of the things that you don't currently do that you think would make you a better one?
There's so many things that you can do. Like when you're booking your flight, for example, you can donate a very small fee and the airline will invest that in these renewable projects and renewable foundations. So you're contributing to a low carbon economy. It's a thing called carbon offsetting. You know, that's something that you can do before you go on holiday to make sure that in some small way you're contributing to renewable projects and essentially a better planet, hopefully. Yeah.
Kuta Beach by day is one thing, but by night, it's a whole different beast. This is where travellers come to party. And like some engrossed storm chaser, I was heading right into the thick of it.
Where do you think your money goes?
I feel like a lot of the clubs and restaurants we go to are owned by Australians anyway, so it probably just goes right back into Australia. I think most of the time.
That's really interesting. I actually had not thought about that, but you're right. There are a lot of like Australian-owned businesses here.
A lot of the clubs, a lot of the restaurants are all Aussie-owned.
Do you have like a clear idea about where your money ends up?
Hopefully my money ends up with the locals.
How do you know?
I don't know.
After a night of Kuta culture, I was craving something a little more tranquil. And I wanted to find out if there was harmony between spirituality and tourism.
Hello. How are you?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Fran.
Lovely to meet you.
My name is Nyoman.
Nyoman.
Nyoman, yes. The first time come here in Bali?
No, I've been to Bali many times.
Many times, yeah, okay.
I really like Bali.
This is Batu Karu temple here.
This is the Batu Karu temple. Yeah, it's so beautiful and so peaceful.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Can we take a look inside?
We can go inside, yeah.
Yeah. So can you tell me a little bit about this temple?
We have the sixth biggest temple in Bali.
Oh, this is the sixth biggest temple in Bali.
temple in Bali.
Okay. Is it a good thing for you that tourists come? Or?
Yeah, very good tourists come here.
Yeah.
But we have incident tourists here. Sit down in the temple. Yeah. You can see a small temple here.
And this is obviously a sign that says no admittance, yeah?
Yes. They put before, yeah.
Oh, this sign was here before
before
the incident happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The incident that Nyoman is referring to happened just 6 months earlier, when a Finnish tourist posed for a photo on top of a sacred shrine within the temple. The controversy that followed highlighted the sometimes fraught relationship between tourists and locals on the island.
Oh, it's so beautiful here.
Atmosphere is very good, yeah. This is incident, we have small temple, yeah. They sit down here.
So they actually went in the gate. They open this and they go inside.
Open, yeah.
Okay. Right. Even though there's one and there's one over there that says do not enter. Why is this temple here so important, and why tourists shouldn't actually go inside or even be here?
This is very small here for the farmer rice field, yeah.
So this is a temple that is for farmers.
Yeah.
Did they feel that it was disrespectful to them?
Duduknya di tempat suci.
In his opinion, visitor may not know because there is stair, and then the tourist climb and going up and sit down on the sacred place. He might not know.
That tourists might not know that it's a sacred place.
Karena ada kejadian seperti itu, malulah jadinya.
I was very shocked and surprised because I'm the one who's supposed to guard the sacred place.
There are some people who want to see tourists either banned or restricted in how they can access some temples in Bali. What does he think about that?
Ataupun dari luar tembok area puranya.
So he support the idea of banning, but only on certain area of the temple.
Okay.
The visitor can come to the temple maybe or several meters away from the temple to keep the area sacred and sacred.
Yeah, and also for tourists to maybe read the signs and obey the signs.
Bali is certainly an island of contrasting interests, and it feels like there's a struggle to balance them all in a way that benefits everyone. These temples are incredibly spiritual places for much of the local community, but they're also a major part of the tourism industry and people's livelihoods. It made me wonder how the government tries to balance this, protecting and promoting the island. So after a few phone calls, I found myself having lunch. Yeah, a nice big bowl of coconut with government official Made Badru.
Thanks for meeting me.
Yeah.
This is good.
Yeah, it's a nice place.
Yeah, it is a nice place.
Bali is very well known for Australian.
Yes.
And Bali is the second home for them.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Some people joke that Bali is actually the capital of Australia.
We have 1,300,000 this year.
1,300,000 Australians came to Bali in 1 year.
In 1 year.
This was in 2018?
Yes, in the 2018. So it's a big number.
That's a very big number. I'm quite surprised by that number. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. Okay.
Yeah, oh, lovely.
Perfect. Actually, I'm a big fan of
yummy.
Do you know exactly how much of the tourism dollars stays in Bali and how much goes back to countries of origin?
Maybe 60%.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got the 40%.
Oh, okay. It's a 60-40 sort of split.
60-40, about something like that.
Okay, that's pretty significant.
Yeah.
instances with tourists behaving badly, if they don't improve or there's other incidents that are very disrespectful, do you think that you would restrict access to the temples entirely?
Yeah, we should do that in the future because otherwise, you know, everybody keep coming and break the rule.
Okay.
It's not good for the village people. And the tourists should obey that, you know, and someone break the law, you know, it's very,
it's very offensive.
Yeah, offensive, yeah.
Yeah. What do you think is the best way for somebody to uniquely and authentically experience Bali?
The authentic and experience is a village destination.
So it's a get out of Kuta.
Yeah, get out of Kuta and go to the village.
Okay.
Spend some time, experience, live with the local.
Okay.
Yeah, that's in the village.
So actually just kind of see how they live, hang out with a family, visit a family, just get out of the kind of main touristy areas.
Yeah, if you want to see the real Bali.
I think I might take you up on that advice actually. and get out of Kuta.
Yeah.
I took Made Badru up on his suggestion and decided to go and spend a night in a more unknown part of the island. After my first few nights, I wanted to get a taste of a different side of Bali, something that felt a little more unique and authentic. And it didn't take long. Less than an hour on the road, I was in Tabanan, and it immediately felt different.
My name is Jan.
Yeah, my name is
Dayu. Yes. Nice to meet you. Thank you very much for having us.
This is my mother.
Your mother. Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, how are you?
This is my mother. Yeah.
You are his mother. Yeah. So now they're actually they're creating this one, which is like offering or to use in the temple for tomorrow. Okay. Right. Wait, so how do I hold the knife to start with?
Be careful.
Oh, be careful. Yeah. You make it look easy, but it's not easy.
Not easy.
No. Voila. That's how you do it.
I decided to leave the preparations to the pros and go see more of the village with our host Bagus. And it didn't disappoint. The back roads, rice paddies and open countryside were a stark contrast to the developed beaches of Kuta.
Hi!
This is the view.
So nice. More peaceful here than Kuta.
It was the morning of the prayer ceremony, and I didn't really know what to expect. I'd never been invited to something so intimate and so spiritual, but I didn't feel like an intruder. My hosts seemed genuinely excited to share their culture with me. The temple sat inside Bagus's house, where Bagus, his father and his grandfather had all grown up and had observed this same ceremony for decades.
Would you like to see more tourists in Tabanan?
Oh yeah, I hope so. To make Tabanan more known in your country.
Yeah, and spend money in local businesses.
Yes. In my future, I hope so.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be telling people to come to Tabanan.
Okay, thank you.
Now you're going to have a line of people waiting to get in.
Yes.
You're going to regret that.
You can see.
This is really good. It's really good.
Yes. Delicious? Lawat?
It's Jan.
Jan hidup di Bali.
Apparently my name means delicious.
Delicious in Bali is Jan.
So
Yeah.
that checks out.
I want to say thank you to all team, to your crew, because you're the first guest, the first team.
Well, we have to thank you for letting us come here and letting us.
Yeah.
No, we thank you.
People say thank you because you're
Everyone's
proud to
thanking.
see- Okay.
It's good.
How accessible is something like this?
I mean, I think ultimately if there's a will, there's a way. Like if you want to do something like this, I think you would be able to find somebody who's willing to accommodate you, invite you into their home, show you around, show you their temples. I think you have to want the will to do it because we've seen they're really happy to show us around. The family was so happy to take us in, you know what I mean? So there's a will from the end of the Balinese people. And if there's a will from the end of, you know, Aussie and Kiwi tourists to also do something like that, then I think it's possible. Not the easiest thing, I will say, but definitely possible. Yeah. I hope more people do this, I really do. Yeah, and not ruin it like they do everything. Tourism's so important to Bali, but it's so much more than just beers and bars and Bintang singlets. From what I've seen, the people here really love sharing this part of the world and all that it has to offer with others. What I didn't realise was just how deeply ingrained spirituality is in the everyday lives of the Balinese people. And I think as tourists, we have a responsibility to understand that, to respect that, and if we're lucky enough to experience that for ourselves.